My name is George Crownshield. I helped open the dive up about 3 years and 9 months ago. Started actually during COVID. Everyone was still wearing masks when the bar opened up. Pretty wild time to open up a business, but it was super well received. From April of 2020 until May of this year, I was involved in all of the day-to-day operations of the business. I think that there was a shift in the clientele that were in downtown Bentonville, and you had a focus towards a lot of people who maybe were more upwardly mobile than the rest of us, and the dive offered a place where everyone was in fact welcome, but you could also fiscally afford to be here as well.
It's kind of the face. As soon as you come downtown, it's the first thing you see, and yeah, we come here at least 2 or 3 times a month.
I've been here in Bentonville for 2 months. I just moved from Johnson City, Tennessee, the second I moved here. That night I came over here, I ended up meeting the bartenders and a few other people that just locals around here. I ended up gaining friends that I never thought I was gonna have within just a couple months of being here. Just the whole place kind of just was kind of the foundation of who I am here in Bentonville, Arkansas now.
How's your family, George?
3 years and 9 months later, the dive has catered to people from what we've seen all over the world and all over the country. At one point, it was listed, I think it was last year, as one of the 50 best dive bars in the country. But tonight is the official final night that the doors will be open.
We'll miss it. It's like moving away from your home. I think everybody feels the same way.
This sucks. It really does, because people who are just moving here from out of state, or even locals too who've been here for a long time, nobody wants to see this place go away. The culture here, the people here, it's kind of just a laid back place that you could just be yourself and not have to worry about anything. And nobody judges anybody.
As quickly as things are changing here and getting more and more streamlined, this is kind of like a place where you can still go relax and you feel at home. I just hope that they can find another building nearby to go into. That would be great. I know there's a few venues down the road that have an opportunity, and yeah, I hope they find another place to pop up soon.
Bentonville Dive, rock on.
Present scenario, you've conducted a traffic stop on this car for no headlights. You've made contact with the driver, and you see that there are several passengers in it.
A routine traffic stop that turned deadly when the driver pulled out a knife unexpectedly.
Sir, you're not allowed to leave right now.
No, I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Oh my gosh.
That would be a good time to start pulling the trigger and shooting.
Oh my gosh.
This is just a virtual reality simulation that I had no training for.
Wow, yeah, I would have died.
But it could easily happen in real life for a police officer.
The scenarios can be everything from traffic stops to mental health crisis encounters to domestic. Everything is in a virtual reality.
Lieutenant Mark McGraw with the Van Buren Police Department says they have been using the Apex virtual reality officer system for about 1.5 years.
The officers that have been trained so far are mainly newer officers, or what you call rookies. We've allowed them to come in here and work out these situations and scenarios here versus working it out on patrol.
They have several types of tools and weapons the officers may have on them in real life.
What can be a flashlight to a taser to the service weapon to a rifle. We're able to bring in, say, a SWAT member, and he would normally have a long rifle with him all the time, or have the officer where his pistol goes down in a situation and he's transitioning to his rifle, or the situation changed from being a lethal situation to a non-lethal situation. They could pull out the taser and complete whatever task or diffuse whatever situation's going on a non-lethal way.
Lieutenant McGraw says this training comes in handy for situations that they see regularly out in the community.
They can work through any verbally combative situation. It really helps with crisis intervention and mentally ill, and they can not have to try to kind of fondle their way through a situation. Am I being arrested?
No, you are absolutely not being arrested.
Did I do anything wrong?
No, you haven't done anything wrong. I was called here to check on you.
And this training can make a big difference when the officers step outside the VR room.
In the virtual reality world, you can make a lot of mistakes and you can still recover. If you make a mistake out of patrol or in the real world, it could be very catastrophic or, loss of life.
Hey man, I'm Officer Corey Horton of Fayetteville. What's going on?
Our hope is to see a reduction in officers being injured and citizens and suspects being injured. That's the ultimate goal of all this.
Fayetteville Police made sure to build a virtual reality training room when it built its new police headquarters. Sergeant Stephen Mock with FPD says they got this system in November of 2023.
One of the key things that we're really trying to get from this system is to work on our de-escalation skills to keep everybody safe in the community and our officers as well.
And sometimes
482, respond to Fayetteville High School for an active shooter.
these training scenarios can feel a little too real for the officers.
Pause. On the wall! All right, index. You didn't see that.
They can even do more individualized training
This is the fun part of the scenarios.
with a virtual reality gun range.
This is the fun part.
These departments say it's important for them to embrace technology.
When I first came into law enforcement, we had a similar system where it was just a screen in front of you. You were giving a cap gun more or less, and you would interact. But the scenarios was one-sided. It never changed. Here I can have a fluent scenario.
Drop it. Look, man, we can talk about whatever as soon as you put that gun down.
I can have any kind of on-scene interaction. I can have multiple assailants. I can have a calm citizen. I can have a citizen in crisis. Index. Stop the scenario.
It comes all down to serving the community. So if we can be safe, keep our community safe, we want to do that. This is a tool that we can use to meet that mission.
There's rarely anything you can do in a lot of situations where you're just like, that's a cool idea, let's just do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
We've been friends for a very long time.
We've known each other since, I think, the 3rd grade or so.
And we've just grown up together, essentially.
Do you want to play it a little?
I mean, I'm just not as good as you, man.
Okay, fair enough.
We love games. I mean, we just love playing games. Our interest in games has always been very high. We always love talking about them, playing them together as a group. I mean, it's just one of our favorite things to do.
It's boss battle. We've always played games together, and we've always loved video games, and I have always wanted to make video games specifically.
The game was created because of Technology Student Association. Me and Jack have been doing this for around 3 years. So we've made 3 different set of games, and we always come together and do the same set of roles. So he takes care of the coding and the art.
If we go to the animator, there's this big web, which is gross and disgusting, and I hate it. But it's also my only option, so that's fine.
And I take care of the music production and the sound design, do a lot of live recording of sounds. Anything that's metallic was probably me dropping a fork on the table or something. I think one of my favorite sounds I created was the death sound.
Every aspect of the design has been thoroughly built by the 2 of us, and the 2 of us working together.
There's no stock assets here. It's all made by us. I think that results in a really good collaborative project for both of us because we both get to express our artistic skills in a lot of ways. He's very passionate about art and coding. I'm very passionate about music and sound design.
And it's been, I think, a really strengthening experience just in our friendship. Not that it was lacking otherwise. It's my best friend. We've gone first place in state for the past 3 years, and then this latest year, we got first in state, and then we went on to nationals. There are 5 teams from every state who compete, and we ended up getting 5th place in the nation, which is pretty huge. That was a result of hundreds of hours of work on both me and Carter's part. This whole scene here is probably like 7 or 8 hours of work.
We are very, very proud of ourselves for doing that. Although, I mean, that's not really the reason why we do it.
You know, no matter if we won or not, we made this game. We spent so long on it, and it's a finished product. We're gonna publish it to Steam. Like, nothing about the game is about winning. Like, we did end up winning 5th, but even if we didn't, it clicked with me that it doesn't matter.
Our passion for the game isn't really deeply rooted in the competition side of it, it's just in the artistic side of it.
And I think of this taught me that I can make games, and that's something that I can pursue in life.
We started in 2019. My stepdad started cooking squirrel with my stepdad, kind of as a fun family tradition.
How long have you been cooking squirrel?
Can you find me a container? I'm 67, so almost 50 years.
I'm a chef, my husband's a chef, so it's cool for us to utilize a protein we don't usually work with. Every squirrel is precious. My husband and I come from Kansas City, my stepdad and mom come from Dallas, Texas.
I wanted something for us to do as a family together, kind of in between. So I found this several years ago, and I called them and asked them, and they're like, sure. We ended up coming, and we won the championship in 2019. That is the first time we did it. 2019 and won, and we can't give it up now.
It's our family time for a week.
And we're gonna make a tabela, which is a Oaxacan street food that you shape into a triangle. You'll see it.
Squirrel is very similar to rabbit. So we are taking the squirrel and we are grinding it to kind of tenderize it. But we're also taking the squirrel and pressure cooking it as well. So we have a barbacoa marinated squirrel that we're braising and shredding, and then we're gonna roll in rice paper and fry for a torchon. We're making chorizo squirrel, and we're gonna put it in a Oaxacan titella. And then we've also taken some brine squirrel and made bacon bits. So we're gonna do elotes with bacon bits and squirrel. So squirrel 3 ways.
We're using every bit of the squirrel, literally every bit of the squirrel.
When I tell people we cook squirrel, I either get ew or what the heck, but I truly have found that it's teaching people about wild game and how it just tastes as good as rabbit. So kind of building that awareness is what it means to us. It gets to be your fun fact. I'm a world champion squirrel cooker. Go rawhide nut pirates.
Here come your Wolverines!
My name's Anthony Castaldi, and I play the tenor drum.
I'm Matthew Lewis, and I play the baritone saxophone.
We met through band. We also did culinary together, and that's when we really became friends. We were in the same culinary class. We are both going to march in the Macy's Great American Marching Band this Thanksgiving.
We get to perform for 3.5 million live spectators and 50 million TV viewers. I've been watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade every year since I can remember.
It's a family tradition. We watch the parade every year, and it's just something, you know, we know it starts the holiday season, and it's just a really fun parade. We get the kids all around, and, you know, the last couple of years, Anthony's taken some interest. He's like, I wonder if there's even a chance I could, you know, be in something like this.
It's always cool to see our kids pursue their passion and chase an opportunity outside of the normal performance opportunities that we have.
Bentonville Schools is proud to present the Bentonville West Midnight Regiment.
These two kids went off all on their own and auditioned and made it into this group, and it's truly an honor for them. I feel like these two students really encapsulate what we're all about in our program, and taking it that one step further of really showcasing what we're all about.
As a mom, you think your kid's the best because it's your kid, but to know that, like, he's kind of nationally recognized now, but for being accepted into this parade is just pretty cool. That I'm right. He is awesome.
It's just great to watch him do what he loves and really put forth the effort to chase his dreams, to be able to do it. I think he's going to have a lot of fun, make some great friends while he's there. It's just very exciting to be able to see him go do what he loves and follow his passion.
These two have been buds for years. You know, they've done band together and culinary together. And I don't know how many kids from West audition, but the fact that the two that made it are these two buddies. And so, I mean, just how fun is it to get to do this experience, but then also get to do it with somebody that you're great friends with?
Do the thing. We're excited to perform for all of you in the
Macy's Great American Marching Band.